Susan, I wanted to congratulate you on your marriage today. Even someone with the looks of you is able to get married, I see. I know that might now be a surprise to some, but to me, I never thought you'd ever have a chance of getting married. I've had enough of this already. You're being really rude right now, Amy, and I haven't even said anything to you yet. Can't you at least be a little bit more nice to me on today of all days? I have no reason to be nice to you, even if today is a special day for you, especially when all you are is a lecturing old hag. Come on now, do you still think that I've been lecturing you about everything all this time? I don't even remember one moment where I've been annoying to you in any way. I'm not making up anything about you, though. But listen, Susan, at your age now, you shouldn't want to be lecturing people on how to live their lives anymore, right? It's not even like that, though. I don't go around every day lecturing people on how to live their lives, and the only time I think I ever lectured you was long ago, right? Sure, you can think that all you want, Susan, but I know that you can never get enough of making other people feel bad when they're with you. Amy, I'm starting to remember the incident that happened that may be behind you thinking I'm always lecturing you. It was back when you parked your bicycle in a no parking zone and didn't move it out of there when I told you to. I was just warning you then to move it out of that spot. I wasn't trying to lecture you at first, but you never listened to me and started to get all worked up about it like I was asking you to cut off your finger or something. No. I know that it said not to park bikes or anything in that spot, but everyone still parks their bikes and stuff there, and not a single person has had to pay a fine or anything for it yet. You have no idea how this world works anymore, so please stop trying to lecture me on every little thing. I get that you weren't asking me much, but I don't want to hear it from you when I'm an adult myself. I know when and where I can park my dang bikes, so you should have just let me be. I've said the same thing back then as I'll say now. You parking your bike there was not the problem. You are going to have a kid of yours really soon, and I don't want you to be teaching them bad things like not respecting what signs say. Do you not realize what kind of a bad influence that'll have on them as they get older? You're so dang annoying. This is why you are such a lecturing old hag to me. Are you going to continue talking to me like this all day on your wedding day? If that's the case, then you might just want to stop this all now and call off your wedding. I'm sure nobody wants to come to the wedding of someone that won't stop acting like a witch to her sister-in-law. The only reason I'm talking to you like this now is because you were the one to text me first. There is something seriously wrong with you. You are still upset over something that happened over 2 years ago, and have since then acted as though I'm always harping on you about things when I rarely even talk to you anymore. And I'm going to keep talking about that event for the rest of the time. It's fun watching your reaction to it, and I'll make sure to come up with an even worse name for you next time based off it. Well, anyway, congrats on getting married, Susan. I'm praying that you have the worst day of your life at that wedding ever. What the hell? Jeez.
Did Amy say something to you again, Susan? Really? She should realize that on a day like today, she's better off just leaving you alone, right?
Seriously, Leonard, you need to go and say something to her about the way she's acting. You're her older brother, and if anything, you should be the actual person lecturing her like she says I'm always doing.
But if I were to start talking to her about this and asking her to stop, things would only escalate. And it seems that her husband has really been enjoying his time with her.
What? What does her husband even have to do with this? You really are a no-good older brother to her. Do you even notice how much crap I have to go through with Amy every day of my life? She's starting to call me a lecturing old hag now, Leonard.
Wow. I assumed you meant she was calling you far worse things than that.
Huh? I will not allow someone to call me a lecturing old hag on the day of my wedding. I don't care how cute of a little sister she is to you. I'm not going to let her get away with acting like a brat all the time around me.
Well, perhaps it's better that you just ignore everything she's doing instead?
You think I can ignore her? You want me to ignore all the horrible things she's saying to me when you and I are financially supporting that couple all the time? I don't even want to help them anymore if she's just going to keep acting like a total cunt.
Yeah, well, about that.
Well, what about that? I'm sure that you really just want to love her and let things be the way they are because you're her older brother, but I don't feel any love for her right now. Because all I get in return is hate anytime I talk with her. I've had enough of this. I am no longer going to hand them any more of my money. You go ahead and do it yourself.
I can't do this all by myself. You know that with the money I make, it won't mean much to them. Also, you have to remember that we're helping them. Not because she's my little sister, but because her husband has been through some tough times. The company he's in has had this huge restructuring, and right now, he's not making nearly as much as he used to. I mean, look, he's not even going to be able to come to the wedding today because he's so stressed about work. And if it's not the stress, it might be his depression really getting to him now. I just want to help him make his life a little more bearable.
And I myself like him as a person, so you don't have to sell me on that. But the fact that he has to have Amy around him all day might be adding to his pain and discomfort, right? I mean, she is the worst wife imaginable to him, and he probably knows that.
But he's told me himself that things are totally fine between them. And from our shoes, there's not much we can really do about them.
My God, this is supposed to be the most amazing day of our lives today, but I'm not feeling amazing whatsoever. I'm not made for crap like this, Leonard, so we need to do something to stop it.
I know that, and I'm sorry. I'll go ahead and have a talk with her about perhaps not taking things so over the edge today.
I really want you to be making that clear to her more often, okay? I've had enough of Amy and her attitude. Hey, your wedding will be starting soon, right? There is still a little more time before things kick off. What? Do you still have something you'd really like to say to me? I just wanted to say that I think all the people on your side of the family seem really poor and all really basic. Just a second ago, I got a good look at some people coming into the reception hall from outside. And, well, everyone looks as though they have nothing better going on in their lives. You could say that they're all just uncool looking. You know, I really don't mind you talking bad about me all the time, but now you're going to talk bad about my family and friends? Could you please stop that right now? What? Wow. Listen, I'm not trying to talk bad about them all in any way. Rather, I'm just telling you the truth. Man, and just when I was thinking things for you would get better, you had to invite all these losers to your wedding. I'm sure they've all gotten you lots of money and presents to be here, right? I can't believe that for a second, coming from people like them. I don't really need you to believe it. I get that you hate me for whatever reasons you have, so can you shut it? I'm going to be giving you some money as well for today, so telling me to shut up is just hurtful. I've never seen a bride as upsetting as you are. If people online were to see how you're treating me, you'd get canceled for sure. No matter what you think of me, the only one who'd be canceled is you. I'm sure that'd be the case. And since we're on the topic of me giving some money as a present to you, I made sure to give you 5 whole cents. Huh? You and I are both close, right? And so I made sure to give you those 5 cents to remind you just how much I love you. But sadly, you'll only get to be around me a little longer now, all right? Huh? What do you mean I'll only be around you a little longer? What? Today's the day of my wedding, and after this I'm supposed to be your sister-in-law, right? And that may be the case, but I want you and my brother to break up as soon as possible after. And I've made sure to pray for my brother to find himself a far better woman after he's done with you. I cannot believe this. What the hell happened to you that turned you into such a vile jerk? It was you acting like a total loser that made me turn into this, right? Anybody would be as mean as I am now after having to be lectured by you all the time. There should be no reason for you to be that way. Unbelievable. Are you the same way with your husband that you are around all the time? What do you mean by that? He and I are both a very happy couple, Susan. Right now, there is just a lot of stuff going on at his job, and so he has to go there every day and night. And I'm going to stay by his side through all of it, supporting him through every step of the way. I'm not really sure that's true, though. Huh? You're being a bit rude now, Susan. You have no idea what's going on in our private lives, so would you please stop commenting on it? You have no right saying that. What? Now you're going to start lecturing me like that again? How awful. I've given you so much money as a gift for your wedding, and you're going to start treating me like that? You gave me a lot. All you gave me was 5 cents out of your pocket. But when it comes to your wedding, Susan, 5 cents is a lot of money, right? I mean, I hate you a lot and plan on leaving before the start of the wedding anyway. Well, then I'm done sending you guys any more money. Huh? I've had it with you, Amy. It's over. You and your husband are no longer getting any money from me. Wait, hold on a second. Why do you think you get to decide something like that by yourself? The person sending us all this money is my brother, so he gets to decide that. You have no right telling him what to do with his money. He and I are both married now, so it's our money now. So I do have a right to say what I want done with the money. Are you saying you're not going to help us anymore because you don't like me? Well, then what'll happen to my husband because of this? Right now he's working his butt off. He can't even be here for the wedding because he has to work so much. If you guys stop sending us money, he's not going to be able to start the company back up properly. Actually, Amy, I just got done talking with your husband about that. Huh? I was a little worried about how he was doing, so both Leonard and I called him to see what was up. And when he answered his phone, he told us his fever is starting to go down a little, but he's still coughing nonstop. That's not what you think. He thinks he can be back into work next week or so, but he apologized to us for not being able to make it to the wedding. What the hell is going on here? You told me he was having to work a lot, and that's why he can't be here. However, in reality, he is completely depressed about everything, and that's why he can't be here, right? Well, it's because he has that cold right now that's made him really sad and depressed. It's really hard on him, right? He can't even go to the hospital because we don't have the money for it, and that's why we need to continue getting some from you guys. Well, he told us that he'll be getting back to work next week. What was that all about? I thought you said he was working hard to get the company back together and wasn't making any money right now. Well, he's just trying to make things look better than they are. How much longer are you planning on lying about things to me? What you've been up to is the worst of the worst. I'm not sure what you're thinking of the two of us, but I am not lying about anything, all right? I've just been thinking a lot about my husband and have asked my brother to help us financially since my husband can't. You knew that your husband was having a hard time with work at the moment and have been using that situation to get money from Leonard. And the reason why he wasn't able to come today was due to him being sick right now, but you used this chance to try and solidify the lie even more by saying he was working right now. Right? No, that's not it at all. I've already spoken with Leonard about this, and we're not sending you any more money. So now you can live with that reality in your head. I will not allow you both to do that to me. That was all just a lie from him. I'm going to talk with my brother right now and hear what he has to say. Go ahead and talk with your brother. Hey, Leonard, right now Susan is saying all kinds of strange things about you that I don't like. She keeps talking about how she's not going to send us money anymore. That's all a lie, right?
We're done sending you money. Why wouldn't we stop after hearing what your husband said? We spoke with him over the phone earlier. His company never went through any kind of restructuring, and he never ended up losing a lot of his pay because of it.
Well, that was all...
And you talking about him working his butt off all the time was also a lie, right? He told us that he had a cold today, and that's why he wasn't able to come to the wedding. You really wanted money from me that badly? So you made a huge lie like this?
Hey, I had no other choice, all right? I've been needing money for a while now. Normally, if I asked you for money, you'd never send me anything because you're a penny pincher, right? So it's your fault that I had to resort to telling you a lie like that.
What was that? You better calm it down right now before I come find you and make this all better in 1 quick second. Do you not see how messed up you seem right now, saying things like that to me?
So, you guys are really going to stop sending me money now, right? You're not going to help me financially anymore, right?
That's right! Your husband didn't even know about how Susan and I have been sending you money this whole time. You've been keeping all that money to yourself then, right? We are not going to be used like tools by somebody as heartless as you.
I never meant to keep all the money you sent to myself, though. I wanted to talk with him about it properly, but, well, I never found the right time to talk with him about it.
No matter what you say now, I'm not giving you any more money. Susan's already pissed at me for having helped you this long, and I can see why now. Amy, what the hell was up with you treating Susan like that all the time when she's been helping me give you money?
And I told you all about that before, right? I'm not going to sit here and let some loser like her yell at me and try to lecture me all the time.
A loser? All she did was tell you not to park your bike in an area that clearly stated that you couldn't park your bike there. She's not a loser for that. She's a responsible adult. Something you still can't seem to grasp the idea of.
She cannot get that upset at me over it, though. It was just a bike I was parking there.
And it said, no bikes on the sign. The way you acted towards my wife is wild to me, and something I never expected from you. I know that I messed up by leaving things like this for the longest time now, but the fact that even after 2 years, you're still causing trouble for her, I can't just leave things be the way they are anymore.
I see what's going on here. You're going to side with your wife now and throw your little sister away, huh?
Yep. After all I've seen from you, I can't help you anymore. No matter how you try and spin this, you've been in the wrong this whole time anyway.
You're the worst. You are a total freak of an older brother. I hope you burn in hell for this.
You're even worse than I thought 2 seconds ago.
Hey, you need to do something about this now. I get that I did something wrong here, so go and get my brother to calm down now. I did something wrong? Sorry, Amy, but I'm not going to help you out of this mess. I just had a great talk over the phone with your husband, and I told him everything that's wrong with you and your personality. Huh? Right now it seems that your husband is ticked off, so are you sure you'll be okay? I'm getting a call from him right now. I think it's best you answer that call and apologize to him, right? If you don't start taking responsibility for what you've done, he might divorce you. Why are you doing all of this crap to me? You are a totally disgusting woman, if I can even call you a woman anymore. I haven't done anything wrong here. All I'm doing is acting like an adult and handling a bad situation involving you as at the center of it all. Now, before you whine at me anymore, you should really answer that call and talk to him. For crying out loud! Hey, what am I going to do? He told me he won't forgive me for this. He even began to talk about divorcing me. I'm asking you to please do something that'll change his mind. No thanks. I think he's on the right path getting a divorce from you. There's no point in him keeping you as his wife. You should be done with that now, right? I mean, you don't have to send me any more money now, right? This isn't about the money I've sent anymore, but about how you dug yourself a huge hole and won't be getting out of it. Whether this all had to do with you being in some debt or something, you deserve what's coming for you for lying to all of us like that. Huh? What do you mean debt? Well, listen to this. I was walking around the wedding and listening to others who were talking amongst each other, and I overheard something from someone I assume is one of your friends. She said to one of her other friends that right now you're working as a stripper and have a lot of debt you're trying to pay off, right? What? I get it all now. That's the reason you made such a big lie about it and wanted all that money from your brother and I. Well, no matter what the reason was, you're going to get what you asked for. This is all going to be the fruits of your horrible labors. No, that was just some kind of stupid joke she must have been telling. I have never once been a stripper in my life, all right? And actually, can you tell me who is saying that? They can't be saying things like that when my sister-in-law is around. Well, I've already heard what I needed to hear from them, and right now I've been texting all of that to your husband for you. Hey, why the hell would you do something like that? You are a total witch. You're going to make my life a total living hell now. And I told you that you deserve all of this. You need to find yourself a better job now. Use that to pay off your debt, and then you'll be a lot better off, all right? Shut the hell up. All you've done to me is ruin my life, Susan. Can you at least get my brother to come to an understanding here? What? This is fake, right? What? What's going on? I'm not able to get a call through to him. It's telling me that the contact has blocked me. Wait, really? I think your brother's had enough of you. Which is funny because he always liked you a lot as his little sister before today. This is all screwed up. I just wanted to come here and enjoy his wedding with him today. This is all completely screwed up. I'm going to go and tell my mom and dad about this. That's not going to happen. You're no longer allowed to come back into the wedding. Huh? Actually, just a second ago, Leonard went and opened that present from you, and he opened it to only find 5 cents. And that letter you wrote to me saying all sorts of horrible slander about me, he was completely speechless reading that. He told me it was like reading a hate letter from an elementary schooler. And so what? I was just playing around a little with that gift and letter. And, well, your parents got to see him open that present up and read the letter. Neither of your parents looked very pleased with you anymore. I don't think either of them ever thought their own daughter would do something like this at her older brother's wedding. Wait, no! That letter was aimed at you and only you! It doesn't matter who it was meant for. And since that happened, your family told the staff you are no longer allowed to come into this wedding. So can you please be quiet and just go home for me now? You told me already that before the wedding started, you'd be going anyway, right? But that was... Look, you are being really mean to me. The only one that's been mean today is the person that only gave 5 cents as a present at a wedding and then proceeded to write a letter saying vulgar things about the bride. For the rest of the day, you won't be able to come into this building, so just get lost. Not even Mom or Dad will answer their phones now. How could they? I'm going to be all alone after this. And that's the way you belong. It sucks, but you asked for all of it. Maybe this time you'll learn to act like a responsible adult and start a new life with new people that'll learn to like you. This is all the worst. Why are you talking to me like this doesn't affect you at all? You may have been really upset with me because I always lectured you like you think, but look at it this way. Now I won't be around you anymore for you to have to listen to me teach you how to be a good person. I think when I'm not there anymore warning you about what you should be doing, you'll understand why I was trying to help you. What are you talking about? You have no right saying that to me now, and I'm never going to have anyone around me again. Well, I was just telling you how things will be. Now, the wedding is going to be starting really soon here. Hey, hold on a moment. Please help me out here. No way. I can't anymore. I hope you can find yourself a new lecturing old hag to be there for you when you need to learn a lesson. After that, Amy realized that she was indeed not able to get herself back into the wedding and had to go back to her house with tears rolling down her face. Her husband was pissed by what he learned about her doing, and so he had a divorce paper ready to go for her when she got back to the house. But instead of beginning to try and apologize to him over what had happened, she began to start making up even more excuses for all of it. And seeing her not even take responsibility still for what she'd done, the flame he had in his heart for her was finally extinguished. As she stood there continuing to go off about how this was all my fault or all my husband's fault, he took her by the hand and told her to get all her things and leave. She stood there in disbelief at what he was saying to her, but right before she began to get upset with him, he put her outside the apartment and began to get all her things together with the door locked. And only a few minutes after that, he opened the door, handed her all her things, and then slammed it right in her teary-eyed face. With Amy now being kicked out of his apartment for good, she tried to go to her brother to get his help with all of this again. But he never unblocked her after what she'd said to him, so ever since the wedding, she's had no way of getting in touch with him. She doesn't even know the address of the place we're living in right now, so she had no choice but to head back to her parents' place. And with the help of her parents, they got her a job working at a factory in town and are forcing her to work there until she's paid off every penny of her debt. It's been a year now since that all took place, but even now it doesn't seem like she's learned much from the wrongs she'd done. And so even to this day, she goes around blaming others for her problems, and it makes me really sad for her, to be honest. She'll go to people at the factory complaining about how her whole family is against her, and will even go to whatever friends she has left asking them if they know who it was that was talking about her in a bad way at the wedding for me to overhear. I just can't believe there are people on this planet who are so self-centered as her, who think they can get away with anything and they'll never be to blame if caught. But I guess if she still hasn't learned now, then she's never going to turn out to be a decent human and really can go rot in hell like she should have done a long time ago. As for Leonard and myself, we were able to have a fantastic wedding back then. And even after a year, we're still together, feeling as though we only got married yesterday. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to be talking to Leonard about how I want to have a baby soon. And I'll see what kind of response I'll get from him then. As for Amy's now ex-husband, he's given up on wanting a partner for the rest of his life and has decided to stay a bachelor for life, only focusing on his job. And I really can't blame him for that, since the last woman he was with was a total witch and never seemed to give any thought about him. I know I really shouldn't need to say this now, but when it comes to someone like Amy, I really do hope I never ever have to see her face ever again.
I'm going to eat out tonight as well because I can't stand the way that you smell. You have no choice but to eat on your own. No one wants to be around you.
Melanie, you're being very unreasonable and hurtful. I have feelings, you know. Please don't hurt me like this. Do you enjoy tormenting me every day?
I'm not tormenting you. I'm simply telling you the truth. The truth hurts sometimes. If you don't want me to look down on you, go find yourself a better job. I don't want to spend another minute with you if you're going to continue working as a construction worker. But I guess it's too late now. I'm sure it's not easy for a construction worker to change over to a different job.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you're 40 now. It's not easy to find a new job at your age. I can't believe that I put up with you for 20 years. I should have left you sooner. Oh, I'm so ready to leave you for good.
How about you listen to what I have to say to you first? Don't make any rash decisions. You have it all wrong. I'm not a construction worker anymore. You haven't taken any interest in me these past few years. And you never listen to anything that I say to you. But as husband and wife, shouldn't we try to understand one another by talking to each other?
Do you still plan on staying married to me? Don't make me laugh.
We're still married and I consider you to be my wife. Why aren't you willing to put any effort into making our marriage work? I know that when I worked as a construction worker, I wasn't able to help out with the house or raise Lisa, but I've changed now. I'd like you to hear me out. And can you please stop avoiding me? We should have dinner together. We're a family after all.
I hate being with you. I don't want to eat dinner with you. You need to understand that. I don't love you anymore, and I want you to leave me alone.
Lisa is going to go to university soon, which means that we'll have more time together, just the two of us. That's why I like to take the time to work on our marriage. I want to be happy with you again. I don't want to give up on us.
That totally grosses me out. I'm not interested in staying married to a loser like you.
What did I ever do to you to deserve this? You may not think that I'm rich, but I've been supporting you and Lisa financially all these years. Shouldn't you be more grateful?
You should know that Lisa doesn't want to continue living with you either.
That's because you tell her all these negative things about me. You've brainwashed her. I've been nothing but a great husband and father. You made fun of my job in front of Lisa. That's why she doesn't respect me. What's wrong with construction work anyway? If you had treated me with more respect, the things between Lisa and I wouldn't have gotten this bad.
Lisa was really embarrassed of the fact that her father was a construction worker. You know that?
Did she tell you that?
She didn't have to. I know how she feels. She's happy that I'm finally leaving you. I'm ending our marriage.
Are you serious about that?
I'll wait until Lisa graduates high school, but after that, you're on your own. So please don't try to stop me. I've made up my mind.
So you're just gonna ignore my feelings then? You don't care that I still want to work on our marriage?
You should be happy that I bothered to make you breakfast. I'm not all that mean. But you have to know that I don't enjoy talking to you. You turn me off. I don't know why I married you in the first place. What was I thinking?
Do you have to be so cruel to me? if you're not willing to sit down and talk with me, I'm gonna have a chat with Lisa. She may be more understanding than you are.
Well, you shouldn't expect so much from her. Otherwise, you'll be let down. To us, you're like an old bank account, one that we won't be using anymore because we have no use for it.
Wow, you really don't hold back, do you? Fine, I get it now. Lisa, what time are you coming home tonight? I'll be waiting for you at home with dinner on the table. I'd like to catch up with you as we haven't had much time to talk to each other these days.
Why would I want to have dinner with you? I'd rather not eat if I have to choose between having dinner with you.
Why do you hate me so much? Was I a bad father to you? I know that your mother doesn't say nice things about me, but you shouldn't believe every word that comes out of her mouth. For one thing, she shouldn't look down on construction workers. I've worked really hard so that you two could have a happy life. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
Not really. It was your choice to get married and have me. It's your responsibility as my father to take care of me. That doesn't make me love you, though. Mom taught me a good lesson, though. I know not to marry a man that doesn't make much money.
I'm gonna pay for university tuition. Shouldn't you be nicer to me?
I'm going to find another way to pay for university. I don't want to rely on you anymore. I want to cut all ties with you. I'm 18 now. I can take care of myself. Besides, I want Mom to divorce you and be happy again. If she marries her boyfriend, she can finally have the happy life she deserves.
Boyfriend? What the hell are you talking about?
Forget I said anything. Nothing. I'm busy now. I gotta go. Bye.
Let me ask you one last question. Are you saying that you no longer consider me to be your father?
I've never considered you to be my father. You just didn't know it, that's all.
What?
I've always thought that you were a loser. Never understood why Mom chose to marry you. I'm going to continue studying hard even when I go to university. I don't want to end scum like you. You didn't even go to high school. I'm embarrassed about the fact that you're so uneducated. Now that Mom is finally divorcing you, we're going to be strangers. Bye, asshole.
Thanks for letting me know how you really feel about me. I've now made the decision to divorce your mother just like she wants me to.
I need you to pack up your things and get ready to move out of the house. I was planning to wait until Lisa graduated high school, but we can't take it anymore. Since you know how we both feel, there's no need to play nice anymore. We want you out of the house as soon as possible.
Fine, if that's what you both want. But you should know that I was the one that bought this house and it's under my name.
But Lisa and I will be living here, just the two of us from now on. How about you just give up the house? You're single now. You don't need this much space. I'll be sending you the divorce papers soon.
I don't intend to fight back. I'll move out of the house just like you want me to. I'm still mad at you for the fact that you didn't give me the chance to talk about my side of the story though. But whatever, it's over between us. I'm sure you'll come to regret your decision.
As if. This is the happiest moment of my life. I should have left you sooner. Don't know why I waited so long. The only thing I ask of you now is that you pay for Lisa's university tuition.
Yes, well, I'm gonna contact the movers now so that I can move out as quickly as possible. I considered you and Lisa to be my precious family, but not anymore. I can't believe that I felt that way about you two. You didn't deserve my love.
Yes, whatever. We don't care. Please don't get in touch with us anymore.
I won't. You'll just regret kicking me out of the house, though. I can tell you that. But you both deserve whatever punishment comes your way. Bye now.
You said you were moving out today, right? How long is it going to take for you to move out? When are you going to leave the house? Could you please hurry? I want to change the locks.
Why are you so desperate? I'm starting to pity you.
Why would you say such a thing? I couldn't be happier to have you out of the house. I've already filed the divorce papers. I can't wait for this to be all over.
I'm just waiting for someone to come pick me up. I'll be out your hair soon.
Who's coming to pick you up? You should see yourself out. We don't want to spend a minute more with you under the same roof.
My limo's here. I'm out of here.
What the hell? A limo?
Did you see it? I'm off to a board meeting and tonight I'm moving into a high-rise condo.
I don't get it. What's going on?
I'm moving out, just like he wanted me to. My driver came to pick me up so that I wouldn't be late for my meeting. I just wanted you to witness that since you've been making fun of me for such a long time. I'm going now.
Wait, explain to me what's going on.
Why should I? We're no longer family. I don't have an obligation to tell you. You didn't have to listen to me anymore. That's what you always wanted.
But I want to know. Tell me, why do you have a limo and a driver? It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't need to make sense to you. You had many opportunities to sit down and listen to me, but you chose not to. It's too late now. You don't need to know.
Know what? What are you hiding from me?
You assumed that I was a construction worker all these years, but I wasn't. I started my own company and I'm my own boss now. I'm very successful, you know.
What company? How did I not know this?
I'm now the CEO of a fairly large construction company.
You've got to be kidding me. Don't lie to me. You're not capable of running a successful business. I know it.
I don't care what you think of me anymore. But you're obviously intrigued. Otherwise, you wouldn't be asking me so many questions. And after seeing my limo, you're worried that what I said might be true.
Is it true, though? Are you really a CEO?
I started my own company a few years ago. And things are going really well for me. And I've diversified the business quite a bit. I'm so successful that I have my own driver that picks me up for work in a limo every day.
I bet you're lying. I only saw the limo once. You could have just rented one to try and make me jealous.
I usually ask my driver to park away from the house because I didn't want the car to be in the way of our neighbors. And up until today, I didn't want my driver knowing the exact location of my house. But since I'm moving out now, I asked my driver to come all the way to the house.
I still don't believe you. Are you really some big shot?
Yes, I am. You always look down on me, but the people that I work with all look up to me. You assume that I didn't make much money, but you were wrong.
I guess I wasn't interested in you enough to care.
Well, you should have noticed. I put more than enough money into our bank accounts, and I let you buy anything you want with your credit card. You should have been more grateful. You shouldn't make assumptions about someone's profession without getting to know what they do. I'm really disappointed in both you and Lisa.
I had no idea you made so much money. Why didn't you tell us?
I did many times, you just weren't listening to me.
Really? Because I don't remember.
A few years back, I told you that I was starting my own company, but you laughed in my face. That was 8 years ago. I realized that you had no interest whatsoever in my life, so I stopped telling you these things. But don't worry, I won't sue, ask you to pay me alimony for cheating on me.
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb with me. Don't ever show your face in front of me ever again. Lisa is now 18 years old, which means I don't have an obligation to pay child support. I paid off our mortgage, so there really is nothing left for me to do. Now, leave me alone.
I had no idea you did so much for Lisa and I.
Also, your good-looking boyfriend who claims to be a successful businessman is a con artist, so you should be careful.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
When I found out that you were cheating on me, I hired a private investigator to look into your boyfriend. I could have asked you to pay me alimony for cheating on me, but I felt sorry for you seeing that you were dating a con artist. Besides, you're gonna need to hold on to your money now that we're divorced. I don't intend on supporting you financially ever again. Bye.
There's too much information here. I'm confused. My boyfriend is a con artist?
But if you love him anyway, I won't stop you. You're single now. You can do whatever you like. We should each enjoy the remainder of our lives.
Oh, wait. I think we need to talk.
It's too late to talk now. It's over. We're divorced, and I don't want to see you ever again. You finally got rid of me. Aren't you happy? Later, bitch!
In the end, Melanie got what she deserved. Her husband, Ted, didn't want anything to do with her anymore after how she had mistreated him all these years. She had no idea that Ted was a successful CEO, running multiple businesses. Melanie had intended on getting her boyfriend to help out with Lisa's university tuition, but since he turned out to be a con artist, things didn't go as planned. It turned out that the boyfriend had used all of Melanie's savings, and Melanie and Lisa were forced to live a life of frugality. Lisa may not even be able to go to university as planned because her mother could no longer afford it. If only the two of them had appreciated Ted's efforts more.
Hey there, Emma. I need to have a little talk with you about your conduct around the office. Do you realize that you're just a regular employee, right? You're not a supervisor or a manager or anything like that. And yet, I've heard that you were chastising my daughter earlier today. No, I'm just curious what made you think that it was appropriate for someone in your position to go and do something like that.
Hello, Mr. Sharp. I take it that you're talking to me about the conversation that I had with your daughter Lily earlier today, yes? Well, the thing is that she has been showing up to work almost an hour late every day for several weeks now. And while I'm not an official supervisor, I was tasked with looking after her while she learns the ropes of the job. So I was only trying to help her understand the importance of being at work on time. I wasn't trying to chastise or bully her, but I thought that she should know it wasn't okay to do that. In fact, I'm glad that you're reaching out to me about this. I was hoping that you could talk to her about this problem as well.
What in the world are you talking about? You have got a lot of nerve even trying to talk to me, your boss, in that way.
I'm sorry, did I say something wrong? I really wasn't trying to step on anyone's toes. It's just that I was told to show her the ropes.
And now my daughter is absolutely furious. Tell me, do you talk to my daughter in that same condescending tone when you try and show her the ropes? You should know that I'm her father, and I know very well that she's a capable worker who doesn't need someone of your standing telling her what to do.
I'm sorry, but are you telling me that I shouldn't have told her to stop showing up to work so late every day?
I'm the head of this division. Don't you think I'm already aware of when people are showing up on time and when they're late? If I had a problem with my daughter showing up late, then I would say something about it. Didn't that thought ever even cross your mind?
I'm sorry, I'm really confused here. Are you telling me that you're okay with your daughter acting this way around the office?
I'm telling you that you have got a lot of nerve thinking that you can go and yell at my daughter about how to do her job. You're nothing but a little peon in this company. You're a replaceable worker drone who seems to have forgotten their place.
Mr. Sharp, I'm really sorry if I've done something wrong. I didn't mean to overstep my authority, but I don't think there's any need to talk to me like this. I only told your daughter what I said because I was tasked with showing her how things work around here. Can we please just calm down and try to think about this a little more rationally? I mean, would you be okay with any other employee showing up that late? You've warned plenty of others not to be late. I was only taking after your example.
I don't care what you thought you were doing. The fact of the matter is that you talked to my daughter like that and now she's upset. So clearly, you don't know how to handle helping other employees if all you do is make them cry. What did you even say to her that made her so upset?
Mr. Sharp, I really don't know what to say to this except that I feel that this anger is really uncalled for. I really don't think there's any need for you to get this upset over what I said to Lily. And I'm sorry, but I still don't understand why you're even this upset with me to begin with. I was asked to oversee Lily as she starts working here. I have seniority over her just by virtue of how long I've been in the office. I really can't see how I did anything that would be considered inappropriate given my position in the company.
Well, it sounds to me like someone needs to remind you of how things work around here. Or are you just gonna keep up this backtalk until I have no choice but to fire you?
Are you really threatening to fire me just over this? I think that's a little extreme, don't you? But if the problem you're having is that I was the one who spoke to your daughter about being at work on time, then maybe you could talk to her about this problem. I think she would be more likely to listen to you anyways. Does that sound agreeable to you?
Oh, so now you're trying to tell me what to do as well? You really just don't know when to shut your mouth, do you?
Okay. I see that I've misspoken, and I'll make sure that nothing like this happens again. I'll return to work now.
How many times am I going to have this same talk with you? Huh? Well, last time was just that. As of today, you are fired from this job.
Mr. Sharp, are you really going to fire me like this? Because if you're serious, then I suppose I'll have no alternative but to leave. But you do realize that you're doing this all because I'm gently informing your daughter of how to act in the office.
Is that what you call all the horrible yelling and chastising of my daughter? I thought I already warned you about not doing that. But if you're not going to listen to a direct order from your real boss, then it's obvious I have no choice but to let you go. I just hope some trash like you learns how to listen to your superiors one day.
I guess we'll just have to see who the real piece of trash is, won't we?
Excuse me? What did you just say to me? You think that just because I'm firing you means that you could talk to me however you want?
I'm just saying that your daughter shows up to work late every single day. She never does any actual work when she's here, and I've only ever seen her on the phone. Are you really going to try and tell me that this isn't an employee in need of a talking to by someone?
I'm telling you that you've no right to be lecturing my daughter over every little tiny mistake she might happen to make while working here. It's not your place, and you need to learn some respect. You don't get to talk to people however you want just because you've worked here longer than them.
I suppose we'll just have to agree to disagree on what the actual situation is. But if you want my opinion, you're being far too easy on Lily. And it seems to me like it might also be your fault why your daughter is seemingly incapable of changing her ways.
So now you're gonna try and blame all the problems you have with my daughter on me? I really don't think I've ever had to deal with such an uppity employee before.
You know, your daughter actually told me the last time we talked that she was sick and tired of dealing with me and that she would have me fired. And now here you are, firing me. So I have to ask, is this because your daughter came to you and asked you to do this? And if she did she ever bother explaining to you why it is that she was being talked to by me in the first place?
Oh, this problem is much bigger than just you and my daughter now. If you really think that you could talk to your boss the way that you've been talking to me, then it's clear that there's just no place for you here. I don't ever want you to even step foot into this office building again. Do you understand me? You are fired effective immediately.
Well, okay then. If that's your final decision, then I won't spend any more time arguing my case. May I ask what you're going to tell HR and our managers about my firing? Because I think it might be difficult for you to merely be doing this because of how I treated your daughter. So, I'm just curious how you're going to present your case against me to the higher-ups in our office.
And just why in the world do you think I would type out everything I'm going to say to them here for you to read? I'll find a good excuse to tell them that will make them all go along with my decision. I'm in charge of this department, and what I say goes. The only person at fault here is you, for daring to try and argue with me after I warned you to stop going after my daughter.
I'm sorry, but I really think that I've been very calm and collected this whole time. The only one throwing around insults and using aggressive language here is you.
Oh, why am I even bothering to talk to someone that I've already fired? Can't you just shut your mouth, pack up your desk, and leave already? I already told you that I never wanted to see you again.
Okay then. I understand. If this is how things are going to be, then I'll leave the office today.
Finally! At last you realize that even when fired, you still have to listen to me. I'm the boss in this part of the office, and my word is law. You wouldn't stop scolding my daughter, and now you're going to pay for ignoring a direct order from me. Now, get out of here and never ever come back.
I understand. I also understand that you're incapable of seeing things objectively and that you're not suited for the position that you have. So, you should know that you are going to regret doing this. I will make sure of that.
You're telling me that you're going to try and make me regret firing you? And just what do you think you can even do against me now that you're fired, huh? Besides, I'm in charge here, so what I say goes. It's literally impossible for me to make a bad call because I'm the one who is in charge.
Yes, you are the one in charge, and that's what's going to come back to bite you. Anyways, I'll be taking my leave now.
Hello, Mr. Andrews. I saw the message left on my desk that you wanted me to send you a message to talk about something. What can I do for you today?
I was just wondering where in the world my granddaughter has gone to.
I'm sorry. I don't think I'm quite following what you mean by that, sir.
Well, it really is quite simple. I'm talking about my granddaughter. I want to know where she's gone. Did something happen to her? I've been asking around, and everyone has been telling me that I should be talking to you about this. So, I would like an explanation of exactly where my granddaughter has gone to, Eugene. In fact, why don't you explain yourself to my face? I want you in my office right this moment.
But sir, I'm still really confused. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know who your granddaughter is.
Are you blind? Or just illiterate? I said that I want you up in my office to explain yourself to me right this second.
Yes, of course, sir. I'm sorry for not leaving right away. I'm already heading towards the elevator as we speak.
What do you want now? You've already fired me, and I've already left the building. If I didn't leave anything there, I don't know what we could possibly have to talk about.
Emma, this isn't about you being fired. Well, it kinda is. Look, I just wanted to say that I'm very sorry about the way I treated you the other day. I may have overdone things just a little bit. I was hoping that we might be able to talk in person a little bit. Do you have some time where we could meet up to do so?
Well, someone's attitude seems to have changed quite a bit now, hasn't it? Did something happen to bring about this change of heart?
Again, I would just like to profusely apologize for the way that I was talking to you the other day. And I would also like to take this chance to invite you back to your position in our company. I had no idea that you were the granddaughter of the head of the company.
Oh, I see. This is all because you finally figured out who I really am. Is that it?
Please, you have to come back to work for us. Your grandfather ordered me to bring you back to the company at once.
Nah, I'm good. Thanks for the offer, though.
What do you mean? You mean that you won't come back to work for us? You don't want your job back?
I don't really see what the big deal is. I mean, I only left the company in the first place because you were telling me to. And now you're going to come back to me just 3 days later to try and beg for me to come back?
But I apologized for what I said. I really didn't mean to fire you. It was all just one big mistake. You have to forgive me. Your grandpa actually just came back from a long business trip, and when he arrived back to the office, he was really upset. He demanded that I go into his office, and he started yelling at me, asking about where you were and where you had gone to. It was only then that I realized who you really were. I really had no idea about any of this, so please, you have to forgive my ignorance.
Well, of course you didn't know about who I really was. After all, I was hiding my identity for just about everyone.
Well, then that just shows that I was truly acting out of ignorance. I really had no idea at all that you were directly related to the head of the company. So please, I'm begging you, again, to come back. Your grandpa is very upset that you were let go from the company.
Let's make something clear. I wasn't just let go. You fired me from the company, remember? I don't think my grandpa is upset. I think you are.
Well, yes. Okay, I suppose I am the most upset out of everyone here. So please, you have to come back. I'm begging you.
I'm sorry, but I've already given you my answer, and it's not going to change. I won't be going back to work there. You can go back all you want, but the fact of the matter is that I was fired. I can't just go back.
I'll have that you were fired erased completely from your record. it won't show that as having happened at all. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to return. We can pretend like nothing ever happened at all, and you can just go back to your old position. Not only that, but if you come back, I'll apologize to you in front of the whole staff. I'll even talk to my daughter and make sure she knows that she needs to work just like everyone else does.
So you mean to tell me that you could have done that this whole time, but you're only choosing to do so now? You know, if you had just done that from the start, then you wouldn't be in trouble like you are right now. But like I said, it's too late to try and change things now, so why don't you just give up already?
Please, you have to come back. I'm begging you. Please don't say no to this. If the company president finds out the truth about how and why you were let go, then things are going to get really bad for me.
Well, yes. I suppose if my grandpa knew how you were treating his staff, he would get quite upset. And you should also know that I'm his favorite granddaughter. Of course, even when I started here, he warned me that I wouldn't be given special treatment just because of that.
You have to believe me when I say that I really had no idea about any of that at all. I'm terribly sorry for the mix-up.
You really don't have to apologize to me anymore, you know. I already told you that it's not going to change anything. If anything, the company would be better off losing you and your no-good, lazy daughter.
You don't need to talk about my daughter like that.
But why shouldn't I when it's the truth? Of course, you're not better than she is when it comes to the way you both treat people.
Please, don't you think you're being just a little too harsh right now? I know that you're the CEO's granddaughter, but still.
I'm only giving you my honest opinion about the two of you. And I know that if my grandpa knew the truth about the two of you, that he would fire you both on the spot. And he knows how to pull enough strings to make sure that you never work in this industry again.
He wouldn't really do that, would he? I mean, I've been working for this company for almost 30 years. He wouldn't take all that away, would he?
30 years is nothing compared to the decades of life that my grandpa has put into this company.
Of course, I didn't mean to imply otherwise.
But that's just another reason why my grandpa has so much sway in the business. You might want to kiss the chances of you ever getting this high of a position in a company like this ever again.
Please don't do this. Surely we can work something out. You have to understand that I'm a father. I have a family to take care of.
That excuse might have worked on me if not for the fact that you clearly haven't raised your daughter right at all. And when she started working here, she was like the spitting image of you and all her awful attitude. I hid who my family was so that I could be treated equally in the office. You were encouraging your daughter to act however she wanted because of who she was.
Please, you really do have this all wrong. If I had only known who your grandpa was, then I would have never talked to you the way that I did. You have to know that I would have never said the things that I did. I would have never done any of this at all. I'm so sorry for everything. So I'm begging you, one more time, please come back.
And I am telling you the same answer one more time. Not going to happen.
Please, I'm asking as your supervisor to come back and work for us again. You aren't actually going to turn down a request from your superior, are you?
You still think you're my superior? How can that be when I don't even work for you anymore? The moment you fired me, you lost any power or influence you had over my life.
But, please, just do as I say this one time. That's all I need.
You really expect me to just act like nothing happened between us at all? That's ridiculous and unrealistic. I really don't have time to carry on with this stupid conversation any longer.
But if you don't come back, then I'm going to be in serious trouble. Don't you get that? If you don't come back, then both Lily and I might end up getting fired because of this. You have to come back and save us. You'll get your job back too. Everyone is going to win if you do this.
You're acting as if I would have anything real to gain by helping you. But you're only asking that I come back to save your own skin. You were the one that fired me, and now you will have to live with that decision. I told you from the very start that you were being unreasonable and that you'd regret this. Now, If this is all that you have to say to me, I would appreciate it if you just left me alone instead.
Please don't do this, Emma. I'm begging you. You have to come back. You have to save us. I'll even make Lily apologize to you. We're both begging you to come back.
And I'm telling you that you can keep your worthless apologies to yourself because I don't want them. Anyways, enjoy what time you have left at the company. I may be fired, but at least I'll be taking the two of you on my way out. And good luck ever trying to find a job for you or your daughter in this town again. After that, Emma went to her grandfather and revealed all. Upon learning the truth of why his daughter wasn't showing up for work, Mr. Andrews was furious and fired Mr. Sharp and his daughter right away. He told them that their names are going to be blacklisted and that no company in this industry would ever hire them again. Mr. Andrews approached Emma and offered her a position as the head of a new subsidiary being opened by the company. Emma agreed to come back as the head of the new company and was quickly being praised by her employers for her shrewd decision-making and empathy towards her employees. Mr. Sharp wasn't able to find a decent job after being fired, and even his wife ended up leaving him. In his mid-50s and jobless, Mr. Sharp and Lily had no choice but to take on several part-time jobs just to try and make ends meet.